All right, let's dive into some quarterback drama. We're talking with the Minnesota Vikings, and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of this deep dive. Okay, so the Vikings, they're at a crossroads. Picture this: 2025 NFL draft. All the hype is around these rookie quarterbacks. Vikings, they snag JJ McCarthy, national championship pedigree, right? The kid's got that winning aura. But then during his rookie year, he gets a knee injury. Boom, throws a wrench into everything. He's sidelined the whole season. Now, while McCarthy's rehabbing, the veteran quarterback Sam Darnold steps in, does a decent job, led the Vikings to a surprise playoff appearance even, but ultimately they fell short. So you see the dilemma, right? Stick with the reliable Darnold or unleash McCarthy, who is unproven but potentially electrifying. Tough call. And just to add fuel to the fire, Jim Harbaugh, McCarthy's old coach for Michigan, drops a bomb. And get this, Harbaugh's now coaching the Chargers. Adds another layer to this whole thing. So what did Harbaugh say? He practically guaranteed Vikings fans will be thrilled with McCarthy's dedication to his rehab, even through an enthusiasm unknown to mankind comment, just for good measure. Classic Harbaugh, right? Always bringing that energy. But here's the thing. Harbaugh isn't just talking. He's seen McCarthy's potential up close. So is this just a coach hyping up his former player, or is there something more to it? So to get to the bottom of this, we need to take a closer look at both sides of the coin. First up, what can we expect from Darnold, the safe bet? Well, you got to give him credit. He stepped into a tough situation and he held his own. Darnold's got experience. He knows the system. He can manage a game. Last season, he completed over 63% of his passes, threw for almost 3,000 yards, had a respectable 17 touchdowns against 11 interceptions. Not bad. Not bad at all. But the question is Darnold the guy to take the Vikings to the next level? Can he elevate the team beyond just making the playoffs? That's the big question mark. His career so far suggests he's a solid quarterback, but maybe not a franchise-changing one. Okay, now let's flip the coin. Let's examine the wild card, JJ McCarthy. What does he bring to the table? What's all the hype about? Well, we don't have a ton of pro-level tape to analyze, just that glimpse of potential from his college days. But what we do know is that McCarthy is a dynamic, dual-threat quarterback. Strong arm, good accuracy, and the ability to extend plays with his legs. Remember that incredible touchdown run he had against Ohio State in the championship game? Pure magic. And here's where it gets interesting. McCarthy would be stepping into a system that seems tailor-made for his skill set. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell runs a QB-friendly offense that emphasizes play action and creating opportunities for quarterbacks to make plays both inside and outside the pocket. Think about it. McCarthy, with his mobility, his arm talent, operating in a system designed to maximize those strengths. And oh yeah, did I mention he'd be throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison? Talk an embarrassment of riches. Those two receivers are arguably the best duo in the league, and they'd make life so much easier for any quarterback, especially a young one finding his footing in the NFL. So you've got Darnold, the steady hand, the known quantity. Then you've got McCarthy, the high ceiling, high-risk gamble. Who do the Vikings choose? Let's take a deeper dive into McCarthy's potential fit with the Vikings, and we'll tackle that very question. All right, so we've laid out the options. Darnold, the veteran, versus McCarthy, the young gun with a crazy high ceiling. Now let's really get into what makes McCarthy such an intriguing prospect for the Vikings and why Harbaugh's endorsement carries so much weight. Remember, Kevin O'Connell's offensive system isn't just, QB-friendly in a generic sense. It's built on concepts that perfectly align with McCarthy's strengths. We're talking about an offense that thrives on play action. It's designed to, deceive defenses, create those big play opportunities. Think about McCarthy's skill set. He's mobile enough to sell the fake handoff, athletic enough to escape pressure and extend plays, and possesses that arm talent to make those downfield throws when defenses, bite on the run. It's almost like O'Connell's system was designed with McCarthy in mind, even though he wasn't even in the league yet. But hold on, let's not forget about those two game changers on the outside. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I mean, come on. Can you imagine a young quarterback's dream scenario? Throwing to two of the most electrifying receivers in the NFL. Jefferson, the established superstar. A route-running technician with sticky hands and a knack for making the impossible look routine. And Addison, the rising star with his blazing speed and ability to take the top off any defense. Those two together would create nightmares for opposing coordinators. They give McCarthy a safety net unlike any other. Even if he makes a few rookie mistakes, those guys can bail him out with their playmaking ability. And that's where Harbaugh's guarantee becomes so compelling. He's not just saying McCarthy is talented. He's vouching for his work ethic, his dedication, that enthusiasm unknown to mankind. And let's be honest, you don't win a national championship without that certain level of drive, that determination. Harbaugh has seen firsthand how McCarthy responds to challenges, how he thrives in those pressure situations. Remember that epic comeback they orchestrated against Ohio State in the championship game? Down by 14 in the fourth quarter, McCarthy stays composed, leads the team down the field for 2 touchdowns, and they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. That's the kind of mental toughness you can't teach. And it's exactly what you need a franchise quarterback. So we have a system that accentuates McCarthy McCarthy's strengths, a supporting cast that's second to none, and a coach who believes in him wholeheartedly. It all adds up to a tantalizing possibility. A young quarterback brimming with potential stepping into a situation perfectly crafted for his success. But let's be real. There's always the other side of the coin, the potential pitfalls, the rookie wall that many young quarterbacks slam into. Is McCarthy ready for the speed and complexity of the NFL? Can he handle the pressure cooker of being a starting quarterback in a major market? These are valid concerns, no doubt about it. The NFL is a different beast than college football, and there's no guarantee that McCarthy's success will translate to the next level. But here's the thing. The Vikings have a unique opportunity to mitigate those risks. With Darnold on the roster, they don't have to rush McCarthy into action. They can let him learn the system, adjust the speed of the game, develop his skills without the pressure of carrying the team from day one. It's the ideal scenario for nurturing a young quarterback, allowing him to grow at his own pace without sacrificing the team's competitive aspirations. So what's the verdict? Is McCarthy the answer? Can he live up to the hype and lead the Vikings to the promised land? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's shift gears and explore what the Vikings' decision could mean for their future, and we'll ponder that very question. So the Vikings, they're at a fascinating crossroads here, a decision that could shape their franchise for years to come. Do they play it safe with Darnold, a known quantity, somebody who can keep them competitive, or do they roll the dice on McCarthy, the young quarterback, with the potential to be something truly special? It's a high-stakes gamble, no doubt, but sometimes the biggest risks, they yield the greatest rewards. And in McCarthy's case, the potential reward is a quarterback who can elevate the entire team, a player capable of leading the Vikings to the Super Bowl. Think about the impact a dynamic quarterback like McCarthy could have on this Vikings offense. We already talked about the weapons that would have at his disposal, but imagine the possibilities when you factor in his mobility, his ability to extend plays, and that enthusiasm unknown to mankind that Harbaugh raved about. Opposing defenses wouldn't know what hit him. They'd have to account for McCarthy's arm, his legs, and the threat of him, making a big play at any moment. It would open up the entire playbook for O'Connell, allowing him to get creative, keep defenses guessing, and let's not forget the ripple effect that a successful McCarthy could have on the entire organization. It would, energize the fan base, create a buzz around the team, attract top talent in free agency. It could transform the Vikings from a playoff contender to a legitimate Super Bowl threat. But of course, there's always the risk of the unknown. What if McCarthy doesn't live up to the hype? What if he struggles to adapt to the NFL game? It's a possibility, no doubt. But even in that scenario, the Vikings wouldn't be, left empty-handed. They would have gained valuable experience for a young quarterback, a player who could still develop into a starter, down the road. And with Darnold still on the roster, they'd have a reliable backup option to bridge the gap. Ultimately, the Vikings' decision comes down to this. Are they willing to bet on potential? Are they ready to embrace the unknown and see what McCarthy can become? It's a question that will be debated all offseason, a decision that will have Vikings fans on the edge of their seats. And while you're pondering that very question, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. We'll keep bringing you the deep dives, the behind-the-scenes looks, the fascinating stories that fuel your sports obsession. So what will the Vikings do? Will they take the leap of faith and hand the reins to McCarthy? Or will they stick with the safe choice in Darnold? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The Vikings quarterback situation is one of the most intriguing storylines heading into the 2026 season. And we'll be here to break it all down for you every step of the way.